Okay, so today we're going to be installing an outdoor 2-meter 70cm antenna. Originally when I called Ham Radio Outlet, Joe told me that he only had Comet brand in stock. I haven't heard of Comet. So far I've been buying diamond antennas, but there is something that sold me on the Comet. And that is this. It's made in Japan. Nowadays, it's so hard to find things made in Japan that I had to have it. Also, I got a good deal on it. It's a GP-1. It's like 4 foot tall, 3 dBi on the 2 meter, 6 dBi on the 70cm gain. It says you can run 200 watt power into it. The length is 1.25 meter. It weighs almost 1 kilogram. And you should run 30 to 62 millimeter mast. 30 millimeter mast is a little bit over 1 inch, and 62 is a little bit over 2 inches, like 2.3 and change. What I did is I didn't really need a mast that big. Actually, a 3/4 inch mast works just fine. So at Home Depot, you pick up 3/4 inch conduit, about a 5 foot stick, and for my application at my parents' house specifically, that's all I'll need because there's a ramp that already has a 4x4. I'm gonna attach the 5 foot conduit onto the 4x4, and that'll take the base of the antenna above the roof line. So that's pretty much all I'm aiming for, is just to get this a little bit above the roof line. I don't want to get too much attention drawn from the community that they live in or whatever. I'm not sure what the rules are. Figured if I just kind of make it inconspicuous, then it won't be a problem in the future. For my property though, I can get a much larger one. I'm gonna test this one out, see how it works. The goal is to hit a repeater that I typically use for my house, but I'm having a hard time reaching it from the inside of my parents' house. They're an extra like hour and a half away from it. The repeater is about 2.5 hours from this place total. For my house, it's about an hour, so I'm able to reach it from the inside of the house using even the Chinese Baofeng with the extended antenna like this radio here. No problem. I can hit that repeater from my house, both listen to and talk into it with just using this from the inside of the house. Now here I can only hear it, so here's the repeater. Alright, so let's just so it replies and it picks it up, but if I talk into it, they can't pick it up. They can't hear me. So the goal of this antenna is to hopefully allow a handheld to be able to hit that repeater. If it doesn't happen, well, it's alright. I'm still gonna have way better range hitting all the other repeaters nearby, and if I ever end up getting a base station, then I could always run that off this antenna. So alright, so far this is what the bag that it comes in. I've already kind of unboxed it, but not really. There's more parts inside. Let's get those out right now, and then I'll go over everything that comes included, how it all's supposed to set up. We'll go outside and install it, and I'll take you guys with. So here's the instruction manual that comes with. It tells you all the parts that are included, how to install it. The nice thing about it is it's pre-tuned, so you don't have to mess with tuning it. I don't have an SWR meter anyway. Not here at least. Alright, so it comes with these nice beefy aluminum clamps. There's 2 of them. Okay. And then it comes with these guys, which are pretty much U-bolts, and the way they're designed is you could really attach this to a square tube, a round tube, and what I'm saying is when you basically the clamp slides on like that. When you have it as tight as you can get it, a 3/4 inch conduit fits just fine right there, and it snugs it up nicely. So for an antenna this size, you really don't need anything bigger unless you really need the height. Then I would go with the larger diameter. Anyway, to save some money, I went with the smaller one. Here's the main tube that the antenna basically mounts onto. It gets there's a little bolt that they supply that locks the antenna to this tube, and then you clamp. Basically, this is the tube that goes into there. You tighten these up, and then you clamp it onto your mast. Okay, so it's nice that they include this. Kind of gives you a little warning label here, the name of the antenna, the model, and everything, and that kind of thing. So they give you 3 radials, ground radials, with the little bolt that I was talking about, little lock washer. And again, that is for this to secure the antenna onto it. That's all that's included with it, obviously the antenna as well. First thing I noticed, it's very well built. Like, it's an exceptional build quality. The paint job is really nice on it. Everything seems to be well put together. There's no rattles or any kind of loose ends or anything like that. So as you can see here, this is where the radials screw in. There's 3 of them. So that's all that serves a purpose for. Here's where the lock nut goes into. Basically it accepts the cable with the PL259. So that screws directly onto this. They ship it with the protector. But the good thing about it is when you have everything installed, this covers it. So your connection is actually hidden from all the elements inside of this tube. Well, that's about it. I'm really impressed with the build quality. I'm really impressed with just an overall design and even the price point. I mean, at $70, I think it's definitely a good price point for this product. The test will determine if it's up to its standards, so to speak. All right, next step would be to install. We'll go ahead and show you guys how to install it and finished product. Stay tuned. Here, so basically, you got your aluminum clamps, you got your U-bolts, you have your mast, and you basically just cinch it all down, and then you have your radials. You screw them in, and you pop the antenna in. That's your bolt that holds it all together. And then there's your cable that comes out, and it goes up. That's the tip. And then we have the mast. It goes down there. And we're gonna attach it to this plate that we just installed on the 2x4 or 4x4. That's it, it's done. We got 4 straps on it. And it goes about 5 feet up. And then the antenna itself is another 4 feet. So, should be good. I should be able to hit a decent amount of repeaters from here. And hopefully the neighbors don't complain too much. Well, that's it for the install. I got the wire. I'm just gonna run it underneath the door for now. Just kind of run some tests, see how it works, and then after that, I'm gonna have to drill a hole right there and bring it into the bedroom. So good news, I just made a first radio check with that same repeater that I like to use with the new setup. Guy answered, he was in like Imperial Valley or something, I don't know, he was way on the other side of the mountain. I'm able to talk and receive 2.5 hour drive time from here, so I don't know how long that is crow's flight, but I'm assuming at least an hour, right, maybe more. Easily over 80 miles, like probably close to 100 miles. I gotta check, but it's easily about 100 miles. So this thing is, with the new outside antenna, is actually doing that good. That's impressive. Pretty cool. Alright, so after I ran the test, we decided to just go ahead and make this a permanent install. I'm gonna pick up little wire ties to hold it, but basically for now, there it is. It goes into the room. Super stoked now I can use the radio inside the room. So it's the next day here. The install is finalized. I just kind of wanted to run through it and show you guys what we did. Starting from the top, we got the Comet GP-1 antenna. We got the ground radials. We have the mount. And we have it mounted to 3/4 inch conduit. And you got 25-inch cable running along the side of the tube. And then we used aluminum tape to tape it to the tube. Pretty nice and weatherproof. It will keep it from flopping around and whatnot. Then we picked up these wire ties at Walmart. We ended up getting the larger ones so the cable isn't pinched. There's a good, as you can see in this one, there's a lot of room in there. A lot of extra room. So that way everything's kind of loose, but yet it's nice and tight. Same time. We have that running down like this. And then on this side of the steps, then right here, I have it running along the wall and going into the house. What we did here is we actually used the cork, a wine cork, and we cut it to size to fit in the hole because the hole is bigger than the wire or the cable, and the cable is right in the middle of the cork now, and it's siliconed all around so no moisture can get in. That way, it's not loose in the hole's not getting bigger, nothing else is getting in there. And just looks cleaner that way. So that's it. That's basically the 25-foot run of the cable. And there's still enough slack in it to where if, you know, I need to disconnect this or take this apart, that it's got enough to do that. Later on, I may upgrade the antenna. I don't know. I was just told by a neighbor that they don't really seem to care out here in terms of the size of it. I was just trying to be respectful and not go overboard, but I may end up getting a bigger one. We'll see. I may end up selling this one. But so far I really like it, considering the fact that the very first radio check I sent on that repeater was answered and I had a conversation on 5 watts. Alright, now I'm going to show you guys on the inside where it's set up and how it's set up and my temporary base station. Alright, so this is my inside. Here's the cable, comes in. I have the Baofeng 8-watt radio right now that I'm using as a base station until I can afford like an actual mobile base station rig or maybe an HF rig or something. I'm using an external mic for it, just to make it a little bit easier. This is power base that you can hook up adapter to it and plug it into the wall, so it will supply constant power to the radio. So pretty much you can use this as a base station, and that's what I'll be using it for now. And back here I have my couple of handhelds, the nice antennas, got the Yaesu and another Baofeng. That's it, that's my base station for now. I'll be using that to talk for the next probably couple of weeks or so, and then as soon as I can, I'll be probably picking up another Yaesu dual band or an HF rig, just depends on what I can get a good deal on. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed this install of the antenna and my setup for now. It's a little baby setup, but hey, it gets out 80 plus miles, so that's pretty impressive considering it's only running on 8 watts. Alright guys, well take it easy, have a good one. Thank you for watching, and please hit the like and the subscribe button. I appreciate it. There was supposed to be a net meet tonight on this channel. Is that true, or do I have the wrong date?
It normally is on Thursday nights at 7:30, but there's something wrong with the IRLP board. We got to get it fixed. It'll be back up next week, but we have to fix the IRLP board. Sorry about that. That's why you're not hearing anybody. However, where are you located?
Oh, no worries. That's understandable. I actually got my license a couple of months ago through the group that hosted the class, and they told me about this net meet every Thursday, they said, and I do a lot of off-roading myself. Currently I'm in, but I live out back in...
Oh, okay, yeah, you probably wouldn't get in. I was going to say you could probably get into the repeater in LA that it's on, which is on 146.385. I doubt you're not going to hear it, is the problem. Yeah, you might, I don't know. But it's on, I'm trying to think of any of the, anyway, it's up there, up north of San Bernardino.
Yeah, I tried that. That's the repeater that they gave me to initially listen in on. So I tried that, and then I saw on the website that it said that the 70 centimeter, the one I'm on right now, is an alternative.
You're about 45 miles away from this one. It's on Palomar Mountain. You're getting in great. But yeah, it'll be back up next Thursday. Sorry about that. So we've got to fix the circuit board. It got, I don't know what happened. Got hit by lightning last week during the storm or something.
Oh boy, well I hope that doesn't cost too much, but yeah, those storms have been doing quite a bit of damage around the county. Well, hey, I appreciate the contact, and thank you so much for letting me know that it's it's got some technical issues and we'll be up and running next week. Probably see you on there, and again, this is KM.
Okay, name here is Eric, and it's W6ZN, and I'm up here in Encinitas. Good talking to you. Hopefully we'll talk again. W6ZN, clear.
So as you guys could see, there was supposed to be a net meet tonight on the 146.385, but instead they basically, if you can't reach that, and they have a San Diego local repeater, 70 centimeter that I'm on right now. The guy just basically said that they had technical difficulties that it won't be on. So anyway, well, here was a little radio test for you guys, and I'll check some other repeaters, see if anybody else is chatting, and I'll probably join them. But I'm gonna go take a little break and rest. And you guys have yourself a good night.